This Cam Newton deal is still fucking insane. AJ.
Which part? The money?
$1 million. And there's people right now, stooges, I think, personally. And I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Some are just wrong. And there's a lot of people that have that think Cam Newton isn't even going to start over Jarrett Stidham. They think Jarrett Stidham's now maybe day one starter. Okay, maybe Jarrett Stidham is starter day one because Cam.
Game one, I still think Cam's a starter.
Me too.
Yeah,
but I'm giving that up though in this conversation with the people who are saying like I'm okay saying like maybe Jarrett Stidham has because quarantine, he just got to the team, you know, he's only going to have a couple weeks, whatever, but the Patriots will be able to coach him up if we know anything about them being good, and they'll be able to make a game plan that revolves around what Cam Newton's good at. So anybody that thinks that Jarrett Stidham's going to get and this is going to be cut up for a freezing cold take if this ends up happening, but Cam Newton is motivated. Cam Newton took a deal for $1 million, which is less than a lot of terrible quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Mm-hmm. And Cam Newton is going to get put into a coaching system that will make him potentially his best player yet. I mean, let's go. I think Cam Newton, and I don't know how this happened. The rest of the NFL fucked it up. Rex Ryan even said that. Rex Ryan went on to ESPN, and Rex Ryan has said some hilarious things, obviously, throughout his years, but Rex Ryan is a defensive specialist, right? I mean, he has a good defensive brain. He took the Jets to the AFC Championship a couple times. I mean, he's, for all of his shenanigans, is a good mental or defensive coach. And he said the fact that everybody let this happen, and now he's going to be the Patriots starter, is just absurd, basically. Yep. Cam Newton is a stud. I never had to play against him, obviously. He didn't punt return or kick return. I assume you did. Is Cam Newton, if he's motivated and healthy, why would anybody think that he's going to stink? What is that about some of these older whites that think he's going to stink up there?
Well, I think some, like you said, some of the older whites, they're letting their old school like beliefs, like they're getting mad when he celebrates or saying like, oh, he's a showboat or whatever. Like that's just 25 years ago. Like you grow out of it, man. Like if you're a 60-year-old stooge, as you would call him, and you're getting mad that he's gonna celebrate, or you think he's showboats, like that's what's fun. Like, you know what's fun is watching clips of Deion Sanders from back in the day and watching him high step from 60 yards out, like the last 60, and flash the ball at people. Like, that's awesome to watch now. Maybe in the moment, I'm sure people are like, oh, it's disrespectful to the game. But I think it all adds to it, and I think Cam does a great job of that. It seems like he's having fun.
Well, then Bill Belichick from like 2009 or something, they have a Do Your Job documentary where he is literally, and I've never heard this from a coach. Chuck Pagano, I guess, kind of said something along the same lines, but Bill Belichick was like breaking down why celebrating is good for the team. He like showcased a couple plays that were made in this Do Your Job documentary. I think it was Do Your Job documentary. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Do Your Job documentary. He showed some plays where there was no excitement after a guy made a big play. One was against the Colts. I think one was maybe against, I don't know.
Chargers.
Mm-hmm. But a guy would make a big play and nobody would go celebrate with him. And Belichick's like, look at this. Like, he just made a massive play and I think he's the only one that knows it. And then he showed a touchdown or something. And the touchdown, the entire team came jumping over. And he said, look at this. Look at the message that this sends to the other team, by the way. That is a big deal. And I think a lot of people don't fully understand that and embrace that. And I appreciate the fact that the greatest coach of all time, who's known for being a hard-nosed guy, embraces the fact that, like, look, when you're having fun and just beating the hell out of another team and you're all in it together, the message that sends to the other team is like, oh, fuck, we're in one today, you know? And I've always believed that. I'm a big celebration fan. Like, hey, if you work your ass off and you accomplish something, go ahead and celebrate that thing if you want to. And if you don't, cool, do whatever you got to do. But these people think Cam Newton's not going to be a good Patriot because of his celebrations, and because I just think they're very, very stupid. I think they're very, very stupid people. Very, very stupid.
Yeah, they are stupid. I guess an issue some people might have, like, have you ever heard coaches say, hey, celebrate with your teammates?
Oh, yeah.
That's a common thing, especially in college and in the NFL. Hey, celebrate with your teammates. But that's the thing. In the NFL, whatever position you play, like everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people want to have like a signature move they do after you get a big sack or after you score a touchdown, where everyone's like, oh, here it goes, and they know what they're going to do. And then you get marketing deals on top of it, brand awareness, all kinds of craziness. So players don't look at it like a singular like ego thing. I feel like when guys do that or have a signature, like they know what their teammate is. They know what's in their heart, what's in their head, like if they really want to win or they care only about themselves.
If that person's celebrating and doesn't work his ass off during the week, I would assume people are like, you know, hey, he's celebrating, so he must have done something good. But as soon as that stops happening, this guy, sack of shit, let's get him out of here, right? Like, that is potentially a thought. But if that guy works his ass off and he's in the meeting and he's making your team better and he's celebrating, like, that's great teammate to have. Like, okay, we got an energy guy, first of all. If he's celebrating.
Cares, too. That shows, like, hey, I care about the game. I want to be here.
Yeah, the people who are like act like you've been there before, like what I'm supposed to be bored with success, like I'm supposed to just be bored and just like expect this is a good thing to happen. I never understood that really. That's why whenever I threw that pass, I guess there were some people and it was a completion and I strutted that thing and then, Tomlin did it back to me. I guess there were some people in management that weren't excited with what I did afterwards, right? And one person was like, well, I guess they wanted you to act like you've been there before. I was like, I hadn't.
Yeah.
I had not been there before.
I'm a
That's
punter
my first
completing a pass.
What's
this
that?
Doesn't happen very often. Like,
No.
yeah, like I can celebrate all I want. I can if it was incomplete and I strutted down the field, then you have some room to yell at me.
Hey, believe me, that's what I said. But there are some people that view it differently. And I never understood those people because I think we can all agree that when celebrations were completely banned from the game, it was a bad time. I don't think it was much less entertaining.
When the NFL messed this up though. If they're don't want it to look like an ego thing. It's just a bunch of individuals out there playing. They messed it up when they only let people celebrate by themselves. Remember, you used to not be able to have group celebrations, so everyone had to back away so the guy can dance and do all this stuff. I'm like, no, let him celebrate with his teammates. And I understand some people don't like the choreographed things, but I think it's fun. It's all entertainment. Who cares?
It's a game. It's a game, dude. Like, hey, it is a game.
And think about those guys that, whether you like the group celebration or not, whatever the guys are doing, if they're getting in a canoe and rowing, like, guys get creative. Those guys, like, they're building a bond throughout the whole season. Like in training camp, they're messing around. Hey, man, what do you think about this if I score? And talking to the O-lineman, everybody, let's do this. And then all of a sudden when someone scores, and they're like, oh, let's do what we've been working on for 2 months behind the scenes. Then it brings everybody even together and they laugh and they have fun with it.
That keg stand by Quentin Nelson when he didn't score, but it was originally called a touchdown, was awesome. I mean, that is a magical moment, not only for the Colts, but Colts fans, all of Indianapolis. I mean, it adds to the game. And anybody that doesn't think Cam Newton's going to fit in up there, I think just hasn't watched any of his workout videos that he's put on the internet. I think he is going to be dominant.
Look good, feel good, play good.
Play good, pay good, live good, die good.